So, I originally wrote a script for today's video. I might go back to it, but today I figured I'd walk a trail. And while I walk this trail, I want to talk about how to really get into the world of fantasy. Things like where was I? Oh yes, more about fantasy. So, maybe you've seen Lord of the Rings and your friends won't shut up about Dungeons and Dragons, or you just want an excuse to own a sword. I wanted to break down a couple of the ideas that come with that of fantasy, or dark fantasy, or owning all this stuff, or wanting to just explore the woods. You know, it's pretty nice to always just get outside and do your own thing for a little bit. Personally, I have an issue where I go Personally, I have an issue where I go into the domain of my room and I don't come out for a day or two, and I just brain rot and doom scroll the entire day. So I wanted to pretty much make a video talking about the basics, where you should start. What do you want to get into? What kind of genre do you like? Is it dark fantasy, romance fantasy, medieval? Fantasy has such broad ideas and terms. And during this walk today, I'm going to discuss with you guys certain aspects that I really enjoy about fantasy, or things that are just really nice to do. So yeah, if you want to, stay around, enjoy this walk with me, and grab a drink. So, what is fantasy, you may be asking? Well, come along, let's talk. Hey, my Coke bottle. Fantasy content is what I would describe as escapism. Wanting to forget about the worries around the world, and maybe you have taxes you don't want to pay, or things you don't want to worry about right now. So you go into the world of fantasy. Or maybe you don't have bills you don't want to pay, or something's on your mind and you want to ignore it. So you go into the world of fantasy. Now, what is that? It's pretending to be an elf, or a wizard who can cast a fireball or some spell. It's really broad. The big thing about it is how broad it is. You can do whatever you want. There's so many genres, there's so many descriptions, there's so much you can do within this idea of fantasy. Personally, I am a big fan of dark fantasy. Now, what does this mean? I am talking about things like Lord of the Rings, The Witcher, reading those kinds of books about a dark, grim world wanting to be saved, or forgotten lands wanting to be explored. Things that really dive deep into the idea of escaping from the badness, you know? I'm gonna check my script one more time. Let's keep walking. Fantasy isn't really just books either, or movies. It's tabletop games, it's cosplay, it's art, it's Ren fairs. Ren fairs are pretty fun. It's history, but you add a little spice to it. There's such a big community around where Renaissance lies. There's a plane over me. I don't know if you can hear it, but if you can, enjoy it. It's creativity. There's plenty of different characters you can build, different ideas you can make with your characters, different ideas overall with what you can create in the fantasy world. What if an elf was a barista, for example? Maybe a goblin or an orc. I don't know, but there's no rules. Do what you want, make what you want. It's up to you to create what you want to create in this fantasy world. And that's what I find to be the beauty inside of fantasy. Now, at this point, I do want to make sure that you have drank water. If you haven't, please do. Maybe grab a snack. Like I said earlier, we have to stay healthy and hydrated. It's very important to your body that you do. let's move on though. Let's talk about the beginner stuff, okay? Now, what might the beginner stuff be? Well, we'll find out when we get to the next spot that I record in. So, come on. So, movies, TV shows, ideas like that. Where can we start? Well, here's a couple recommendations that I have. It's really nice out today, by the way. But, where can we start? Things like The Witcher, Harry Potter, even things like Dracula or anime like Castlevania would be considered in this style of fantasy. These are just my preferences. You can obviously find your own. Lord of the Rings is a really classic one that a lot of people go to, and that being said, you can even go for The Hobbit. But there are plenty of options for you. And if you can't find one that you don't like, or if you can't find one that you like, you can always just Google. There are plenty of resources. You can always reach out to your friends, ask if they've seen stuff. Ideas are out there. There are plenty of them. There are so many movies, so many TV shows you can get to. And that being said, with TV shows, one of my personal favorites is that of The Dark Crystal. Now, Dark Crystal is an animated TV show. There's also a movie that's really good. TV shows, but there's a subtle thing with it that's just so beautiful. It is the idea of fantasy explored through puppets. There are so many mediums that you can create these ideas from. And it's just beautiful the way the puppets are moving, the way the creatures are done. And that being said, you can add into it with the Labyrinth, or Pan's Labyrinth even. There are plenty of sources you can go to find beautiful works of art, of appreciative things in the fantasy world. There is so much out there for you, and you haven't found it yet. And you really should go looking, because overall, it's just so beautiful of an art form, of a work, of a style, of a characteristic. There's so much out there that you can explore and do whatever you want with. It's so cool. Now, that being said, we've covered our movies, our TV shows, but what about clothing? How can I incorporate fantasy into how I dress? I live in the modern world, not Gondor or Rivia, where Geralt is home to. So how do I incorporate all of these things into my personal choices of clothing? That's a great question. I'm gonna answer it for myself. You can see my outfit today. It's pretty dapper. I'd say I'm a dapper old lad. Good old chap, if I do say so myself. Give me 1 second. We're getting to a point where I can set my camera down. Now, I'm not saying that you need to wear a tunic or a garb or something out pocket and like ridiculously over dramatic and chainmail armor and those things. But a simple, neutral colored, earthy toned outfit really pulls together how fantasy can be incorporated into you. Personally, I'm a big fan of corduroy, so I like to include corduroy pieces or linens. These two fabrics really kind of tie in. There's plenty of different ideas you can go about, with medieval casual being a very big thing by a fellow creator, a good friend of mine. His name's Mossy Socks. Plenty of fashion tips from that lad. Beautiful stuff that he makes. I cannot stress more than enough to go take a look at Mossy Socks if you do want to look into how to dress a little bit more in the fantasy genre. But realistically, these neutral colors, these browns, these tans, these greens, these earthy tones really bring out something beautiful in the outfit styles. Something long and flowing, like a button-up shirt that's not buttoned. really tie together that little piece. Jewelry can also make it really well, buckles and metallic pieces, or even wooden beads, just stuff strewn about. Some rings, if they look medieval enough or fantastical, mine's a little crow, really tie together what kind of outfit or style you really go for. Or, you know what, you can go to a Ren Fair. Ren Fairs have entirely different styles. You can go all out on an elaborate costume. I have plenty of photos that you can go on my Instagram, Toomble, by the way, if you want to see like what fantasy outfits look like. There's plenty out there that you can do. You can paint yourself green and get little goblin ears, and there you go. Or you can get like full battle armor ready and stuff like that. I personally go for more of a rogue or a ranger, just carrying a little sword on my back, pretending that I am going off to the woods to slay beasts and make money for my work and helping towns and all that fun stuff. The trail's waiting for me, so I'm gonna keep going, okay? Now I know this all seems like a lot, and you're wondering, where can I get all this stuff? Where can I watch these movies and things like that? And I'm afraid I don't have all the resources for that. But what I can say, for clothing, thrift stores are your best friend. Buying secondhand. Really, you can just look around and find all these cool things that you might want to wear. It's so cool, the amount of things that you can do with expressing yourself through your clothing. I like to dress as a little grandpa sometimes, so I do. And I'm sure you can tell by today. So, but I bet you're wondering, where do I get started? How do I get started? These are really good questions. Pick your poison. Choose your angle. It's so cool how you can just do that. You want to watch movies because you don't like books? Go ahead. I'm enjoying the breeze. You want to watch movies because you don't like books? I already said that. Or maybe you don't want to watch books. Or maybe you don't want to read. Wow, I don't. Maybe you don't want to watch a movie, so you'd rather read the book. Okay. Pick up Lord of the Rings. Pick up Between Two Fires. There's so many books out there. There's so many authors. There's so many writers in the world. You can really just grab and go. Pick your poison. Go out. Explore. Explore the internet. It's so wide, so vast. You have so many things you can look for. It's beautiful the way that this world works. The way the internet works in this small little corner. You have so much. And you don't know it. You really don't know how much you have in this world. Within the fantasy genre. So, am I saying that you should buy a $1,000 Knight's Armor set? No, absolutely not. I don't even have that. But what you can do is look for props, little mugs, little pouches, walking sticks to add a little bit of flavor. Music really sets the mood though, and I'll probably list a couple of the artists, like right here, that I like to listen to, because music is just my thing, personally. But DIY is huge. EVA foam, great. Things like that are great. But what you really need to do, and what I really think is the big thing for getting into fantasy in general, is to experiment. Play D&D. Try making a cloak. Write a short story. Or even join a LARP. It's just having fun. That's the part that's trying. That's the part that's cool about fantasy, is how much you can really do with it. There's just so much in this broad expansion. You can build slowly too. You can slowly upgrade the costume that you have over years. I mean, my first costume was just a black tunic and some black pants, and I'd say like, oh, I'm a rogue, and wear a little belt around. That way it added a little bit of build to the character, you know? Maybe buy a sword. You can buy a sword if you really want to. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for my little crash course. I'm gonna walk home, enjoy the rest of the trail without having to talk to a camera for a bit. But yeah, if you have questions, feel free to ask. Tell me what you watch. Tell me what you've read. Tell me where you found people. I love reading people's stories and stuff. So, but yeah, and if you really want to, I wrote this down specifically so I'd remember. Tell me what kind of character you want to be. Tell me what world you want to be in. A knight, a mage. Personally, I'm the guy who dies 5 minutes into the quest to like build character for the rest of the cast. Stuff like that is pretty fun to try and create. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope your cloak flows through the wind in a slow motion cameo effect like in Lord of the Rings or stuff like that. But yeah, that's about it for me. I hope you guys have a good one. If you haven't, since you were busy watching the video, go drink water, go eat a snack, go make some popcorn. Just get something in you. It's very important that you do. Make sure to rest. We're all too stressed in this world. There's so many things going on. And it's important to get that break that you need. But yeah, I hope all is well. And I'll see you.